Welcome to Cards of Insight, where we discuss all things tarot. And I'm Greg, and I live in London.
Anna here, joining you all the way from sunny Brazil.
Susan here. I'm here in Canada.
And Pavlina, greetings from London, UK.
And we are all tarot readers.
Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready for the Queen of Cups?
Yay!
Okay.
Nothing more than feelings.
Well, here's a intro. Okay. When a Queen of Cups sits, does she slouch, sit straight back, sits cross-legged, or leaning forward?
Leaning forward so she can hear you.
Could be. Or also slouching because she tends to be emotionally exhausted most of the time. And her body, she takes the emotions and it's like an extra burden on her body, the emotions she carries. So she has, she's tired. Her body gets tired with all, that emotional roller coaster. So she could slouch. Straight backed, I don't know, perhaps, but I agree. The leaning forward also to rest, to rest on the sofa. I see her on a couch a lot because she needs the time out. It's one of the queens that they need that break from life every once in a while. I don't see her being electric like the Queen of Wands. She can't handle all that. So cross-legged, perhaps.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, when I see her in the card, like she is slouching forward or she's bent over forward, and it seems she's very attentive to what's being what's going on. That's how I see her in her face, very attentive, and so she's leaning forward in order to hear whatever someone is saying to her. So in order to be that attentive, she's bent over. And if you want to see it as a slouch, I guess you could, but I don't think it's in laziness. I think it's just her persona, like she's listening to whatever's going on, and she cares about what whoever's saying anything to her. So that's where I don't see it as a lazy slouch.
Oh no,
And
it's not a
if
lazy
it's a
slouch.
positive
She
queen,
is when
yeah.
she rests, she is really exhausted. She's not lazy. She is physically exhausted from her emotions, I think.
I think
And
she crossed especially when she wants to withdraw emotionally from the situation.
and her arms, she might cross her arms as well to protect herself. Yeah. I have a question for you guys. We're talking about, the way the body is positioned. Do you think she is the type of person that when they talk to you, they're very close to you, almost, almost kissing you? Or do you think she keeps a distance?
So when I say they slashed over or whatever, it's symbolic of being relaxed and being chilled in your environment and not being actually tense. And they're driven by emotion. So if you can tell them a good emotional story, they'll bend forward in intention and listening, and in that way. The cross-legged thing to me symbolically is more of a self-defense thing, and they may do that as a form of protection because earlier it was pointed out they can get quite emotional. So if they were cross-legged, for me symbolically that's a form of defense, and they would only do that when they're sort of in defense, whereas most of the time I think they would slouch forward either from resting or being really interested in your emotional story that you're telling them. Or if you're upset, they're going to lean towards you, they're going to touch you and assure you and give you that reassurance. That's how they'll always be forward and intent in that way as well.
Well, I see her as when you say, Anna, about like close, like I see her, I could see her being sitting on the floor, cross-legged, in a circle, where everyone would be around her and she'd probably, be a person that would touch somebody next to her or on their shoulder or leg or whatever. But she needs that closeness of people. Like it's not like she'd be on a
Yeah,
stage talking.
yeah, yeah. It's
She
for
could be, but
emotional comfort,
yeah,
right? Support,
yeah,
emotional support. Uh-huh.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the
I
closer
agree.
she is to her audience, the more that she's giving of herself and listening to her. She wants to really listen to the people or listen to the audience. So she has to be a part of it. So I could see her wandering into an audience and touching people as she goes past them, and really a very touchy-feely person.
Absolutely. And very empathetic too. So she probably tends to get sad when she's in a sad environment and vice versa. So she really borrows. And the closer she gets, the more she borrows from the energy of people she is with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's why I think she's a psychic as well. Like,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
can read
Definitely, yeah.
emotions.
She can read people really well, even though she's not the Queen of Swords, but she can. She's very sensitive and she knows things without people telling her, which is bad if she's ill dignified, if she's reversed. She knows stuff, and if she's, if she holds grudges. She's the one that holds grudges here. She could use that knowledge against people. She can be, the one that takes notes in silence. I'm going to use this in a month. This is going to come back to the person. So, yeah, in her shadow self.
Well, then, if you were to think about her, and if what would you think if no one is looking at her, what would be the Queen of Cups facial expressions to if would she show being tense, angry, puzzled, sad, or happy? Like, do you think she would wear these different faces off stage? Would you actually see them? Like if you looked around and you actually seen her, would you ever see these kind of expressions on her face?
All of the above.
I agree.
Every single one of them, because she's very empathic. And if she feels that it will be better for you emotionally for her to not show them, so she may tell lies and maybe tell things to make you feel better because she knows it'll upset you, because she's very empathic. And if you start crying, she'll start crying too because she feels your emotions. But she may not cry if she feels it's going to make you cry more. So then she won't be honest. Completely driven by emotions and having empathy and being intuitive and sensing things, knowing maybe I shouldn't cry with her or with him.
I would add to that list anguished, because there's a lot of anxiety in the Queen of Cups, a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not a practical anxiety that you can go out and do. And it's not an outspoken anxiety not even anxiety of the Queen of Wands. She just cannot handle that. It's a continuous roller coaster, internal roller coaster.
So she'd be like an empath, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My next question here, if you got into an argument with someone, if she got into an argument with someone, would she shout, strike out, or get sarcastic, or go silent?
If you upset her, yeah, she would rage. Going silent, it would depend how manipulative she is, because she would be suppressing her emotions to be silent in order to be manipulative. Then maybe they're doing it for nefarious reasons or for good reasons. But I think it would be difficult for a Queen of Cups in reverse who's upset to keep quiet. I mean,
I think it depends on who argues with her.
Yeah.
I see her crying a lot. She cries a lot, right?
Yeah.
She even cries when she's angry. It's the cry. No wonder she's holding a sort of a cup.
If she's negative way, she could be emotionally draining other people's emotions. Right?
Yeah.
that could be being manipulative and taking
Oh,
advantage of
yes.
the other people.
I was just going to say, if when you're talking about crying, I could see her what you're saying about shouting, and she would one of those ones that would be like a drama queen, like crying and going on and on and on, uh, crying over maybe nothing as far as any is concerned, but taking over the whole event or whatever, the family situation, just by her own emotional turmoil in her mind.
Yeah, but her drama is completely different from the Queen of Wands drama.
Yeah.
Completely. Yeah. It's more of a catastrophe sort of thing, and she tends to overreact too, because she is so emotional that sometimes it's the typical, oh, you look nice today. Oh, does that mean that I looked ugly yesterday? It's that she reads into things a lot, and she reads people like no one else. She listens to what you say. She looks at the way your body moves, the way your eyes look at her, just facial expressions. She's a master at that. So every, just little detail that she finds offensive, she might take offense. So it's a very complicated person to handle.
To understand the difference in the drama, to jump back, sorry, with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, because she was mentioned as a drama queen as well. The Queen of Wands as a drama queen would let's put them both in a party. Now, the Queen of Wands at the party would maybe sing karaoke or get everyone to dance with her, or bring up some drinking game, or bring something with them and get everybody going. And that's drama, but it's great. But whereas if you have the Queen of Cups might start an argument, or they might be it's more of an emotional thing. There might be a comedian even, that would be good, but there would be a different type of drama. It would be all about emotion, gossip, and things like that. All emotionally driven things, worrying about what somebody said.
Is she a people pleaser, you think?
The Queen of Cups, yes, trying to keep people happy.
Mm-hmm.
But not necessarily, because they're drama queens. Sometimes they want drama for the sake of drama, and normally often there's people on the receiving end of drama, so not everybody wins in drama.
Well, with the Queen of Cups, do you see her as being like more often honest, or a habitual liar, and even deceitful or half truthful? We've kind of touched on some of this already, but
what's the definition of a lie? I mean, if you've ever spoken to a child about Santa Claus, then you're a liar, right? But no, because you're doing it for good intentions. So the Queen of Cups lies a lot, but it's lying because of Santa Claus, not the intention behind the lies can often be good, not for bad reasons.
White lies then, right?
White lies, there we go.
Lies. Yeah, something like, or if a person had a bad haircut and they're feeling awful, and you say, no, it's not bad. It suits you. I mean, it makes you look younger. Something like that. Yeah.
Yes, like
but
that.
it's to make people feel better.
Yes.
Because she cares about that. She cares a lot about people. Because if people are happy, she's happy too. So it's a bit of a selfish care there. I want to feel happy, so I make people happy so I can feel happy with them.
Yeah. I think in a negative way, she could be pathological liar, because she knows how to play with the emotions of people.
Wouldn't that be more manipulative then, Pavlina?
Yeah, just
could be. Yeah,
do you think there would be a Queen of Cups in reversed, maybe? Would it?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Negative property of Queen of Cups. Playing with emotions of the people and pathological lying.
She means well. She means well.
You know what? You reminded me of a movie. I always wondered what queen that lady could be. Have any of you watched Fatal Attraction?
Yes.
Yes.
What would the character Alex be? Would she be a Queen of Wands because she was, really out there, or was she a Queen of Cups in the negative sense because she got so attached that, you know, in the end she killed herself? That was the end of the movie, the original. They cut it off because people were just, you know, touchy-feely about suicide, so they decided to change it. But how would you see her? As a Wands or a Cups or a mix? We never talked about mixes here. I think it's a mix.
Yeah, but you know, with these emotions, what you described, that's a negative property of Queen of Cups.
Yeah, I know.
Being stable and just
Yeah,
getting attached to something.
Very unstable, emotionally very unstable. Yeah, so that could be a blend.
Yeah.
And
Very needy.
Yeah.
Very
yes,
needy.
yes, very.
Yes.
And very deceptive
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes,
as well.
because we talked about deceptive, right? Yeah, doing
Yeah.
things to get her way.
Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and follow us. And feel free to leave a comment.